Hello and welcome to this yoga practice that's focused on inner strength. My name is Atim. Make sure you will be sitting comfortably before we make a proper start. Feel free to pause this video so you can grab a cushion and a towel or blanket. The cushion will help to make sitting more comfortable, and you might want to use the towel or blanket under the knees when kneeling. You can also have the blanket as a cozy comfort to cover your body for the relaxation and meditation at the end of our practice. Throughout our practice, do only what feels comfortable for your body. If the yoga pose feels good, it's doing you good. Remember, you can choose to miss anything out and enjoy a rest whenever you like. Move slowly and breathe mindfully. Breathing mindfully means breathing through the nose, feeling the breath against the nose, and keeping the breath full, peaceful, even, gentle, and calm. So we're going to be here just for a couple of minutes to get grounded, to find ourselves right here in the present moment. Just noticing the breath, feeling the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then we'll place one hand on the belly, the other hand on the chest. So it's really lovely of you to join me today. Thank you for joining me for this practice. This practice is going to be inspired by the sun, the moon, the stars, and all of you. And we will be thinking of ourselves as warriors. So warriors, that really means finding that strength, that inner strength within us to have the courage to face any changes that we need to go through, and have the courage really to keep inspired, have that willpower within ourselves. So for a moment, just focus on the words inner strength. And we can say the word inner as we breathe in, and strength as we breathe out. And remembering in moments of stillness through our practice, we'll come back to this centering thought, this centering feeling of inner strength, going to help focus our mind and help us grow that intention of inner strength within ourselves. So we're going to loosen those legs up, free them up, start to spread and scrunch fingers and toes. Give them a little bit of a circling action. And changing direction. Lovely. And then we're going to start on our bellies this morning. So cushions just a little out of the way. And then come to lie on your belly. And we are going to be doing a movement into the sun salutation, but we're just going to start on our belly, work our way up, and then come into the sun salutation. After that, we will be doing the moon salutation with a bit of a warrior flow. So here in our crocodile stance, allow the heels to fall out to the sides and one forearm over the top of the other, and just bring your forehead down and relax. Just let go. Have a couple more breaths here. Inner strength. So strength, focus on that inner strength. And then bringing the head a little lifted, feet a little closer, hands underneath the shoulders, and tuck the toes under. And then we're going to push up to our upward dog, lift the knees up and hips up and back. So if downward facing dog isn't an option for you this morning, either because of shoulders, you can be in child's pose instead. So you can happily start off in child's pose there. Otherwise, if you're in your downward facing dog, spread your fingers so that the weight's evenly spread away from the wrists. You can bend the knees to make it kinder on the hamstrings, shoulders. You can even start to have a little pedal, a little walking of the dog. Easing out, waking up the body. And then slowly we all come onto all fours. Knees are underneath the hips. I'm going to bring that right foot forwards. And then we're going to come to a forward fold. So stepping back foot forwards, nice and sturdy there, knees bent, arms folded, and just let the head and neck relax. Just waking up the hamstrings a little bit more, waking up the back. Bent knees here is giving protection to the back. If having your head low makes you feel dizzy, then just lift the head slightly, lift the body up a little bit more. So this is a moment of stillness, and we can be focusing on inner strength. And then releasing the hands down, we're going to take the arms out to the sides. Keep the knees bent as you lift the chest up and the gaze forwards, and then the arms come up. And here's our big circle, our first big circle like the sun. So, bringing the hands down to the heart and feeling your heartbeat. Lovely. So mountain pose, posture awareness, And the arms coming up, a breath in, and palms outwards and down, a breath out. So breath in to lift, and a breath out to lower. And following through. And last one, reminding you that you can, through the practice, if you want to make anything more gentle in any part of the body, just make the motion or the range of motion slightly smaller. So in that instance there with the arms, if you felt that through the arms, you could have just done a little gentle curve with the arms. So that applies to absolutely anything to make it gentle, just lessen the range of motion. Okay, so we're just going to warm up the thighs here, especially the quads. Take a little bend through the knees, through the hips, and the arms are going to come forwards. Breath in as we lift up through the legs, a breath out, the arms come down. So breath in as we bend, and a breath out as we lower. One more flow. And then we're going to hold this chair pose. So knees slightly bent, arms coming forwards, nice and sturdy there. Feet can be a little bit apart, which is kind of on the ankles and knees and hips. Or if you want to, you can bring the feet closer together and press the thighs a little more closely together, and that's going to make it a little bit more dynamic there for you. And then just the arms coming up into our powerful pose, our inner strength. Keep the breath awareness, breath is flowing in and out of the nose. And then slowly up we lift, bringing the hands to the heart. And then coming to the top of your mat, so you've got the length of the mat behind you. And we're going to come into our sun salutation here. So arms down, taking a lift up with the arms, and taking a gentle lean back. Hinging forwards. Bringing the hands down, bending the knees, hands come down, shoulders, neck, relax. This is our forward fold. And from here, we're just going to straighten the legs a little bit, slight gaze forwards. Hands can come up, you can be higher up if you wish. And then hands down. I'm going to step the left foot back first. Come into a lunge, and then lower that knee down and take the other knee back. So our gentle option here will be to go into child's pose. So that's going to be kind on the shoulders. Those of you that want to stay there can stay there. If you're fine to go a little further, spread those fingers, wrists underneath shoulders. We're going to step the feet back into our plank pose. And then very gently bring the knees down and bring the chest down and relax the neck. And tuck the toes under. We're going to lift up through the arms, push up, and then bring those knees underneath the hips. And those of you that want to go to child's pose, back to child's pose, can have that as a gentle option, or you can move to downward facing dog.
And then we're all slowly going to make our way to forward fold. If you're in downward facing dog, bend the knees and walk the feet slowly towards the hands. When you get there, knees stay bent. Let the head and neck relax. And bringing the arms out to the sides, lifting the chest, gazing forwards, and up we rise. Arms coming up, and then hands to the heart. So getting ready to do that again. We will come to mountain pose. And then take the arms up. Trying to lean back. Forward fold. Arms are coming down. Hinging at the hips and knees. And straightening the legs a little, halfway forward fold. And then forward fold, hands come down. We're stepping right foot back this time to a lunge, and that knee can come down. And then making your choices. Going back to child's pose. Or coming to a plank pose. And from plank, knees can either come down gently and then lower at the chest slowly, or you can try, if you have that inner strength, use that inner strength. Elbows going straight back and slowly lowering. Relaxing the neck. Tucking the toes under, pushing back up. And then making your choice. Is it child's pose? Is it downward facing dog? Feel the breath, notice the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then slowly bend the knees and start to walk the feet towards the hands. Forward fold here, knees bent. Then arms out to the sides, lifting the chest, gazing forwards, up we rise. Completing that circle, big circle like the sun. And hands come to the heart. And take a moment to feel and focus on your heartbeat. So the arms come down now, and we take the arms up, a big circle like the sun. We're going to make a steeple with the fingers, so I have all fingers crossed except for my four fingers. And then the breath in here is at the center, and as we breathe out, we're going to move it over to the side, crescent shape move. A breath in, moving us into the center. And the breath out, guiding us out to the other side. So let the breath guide your movement, following through. And then the next one, just hold the pose, keep the breath awareness. Breath is flowing smoothly, peacefully as you can. And then over to the other side, same again. Lifting up, bringing the hands down. We're just going to rest the hands lightly on the thighs and do a standing cat-cow here to massage into the back. So a breath in as we take the shoulders back, and a breath out as we round and lower the head. So round the shoulders, lower the head. Breathing in to lift, breathing out to lower. And a couple more. Lovely, and then feet a little apart. Coming to our 5-pointed star here. Stretching through the fingers. And then bending arms, bending the knees. We want the knees turning outwards and the toes turning outwards. You can always make it kinder by being a little bit more upright and a little closer together. If you'll find to go further, of course, you can come a little further down. Working into the upper back, big muscles there. Breath in as we take the shoulders back. Breath out as we bring the elbows together. Now breath in, inner. Breath out, strength. And last one. Hands coming to the heart. Lifting up through the legs, toes are forwards. We're going to bring the arms level. And then turning the toes out on one foot. Keeping the legs fairly straight. We can have a tiny little bend on that leg if that needs to make it kinder for the knee. And then we're going to turn the back toes in slightly. So bending that knee to a right angle is going to be warrior two pose. Keeping the legs straight is going to be our triangle, which is what we're going to be going into at the moment. So legs straight, that back hip jutting away, so we're lengthening through the spine. And then we're going to bring one arm down, the other hand can be gentle on the shoulder or lifting up. And if you want more, you can just reach a little further down. Keep that breath awareness. And then using the upper fingers to lift you back up. Arms level. And we'll do the same on the other side. So toes turned out on the other side, back toes turned in, legs fairly straight, lengthening the spine, one arm down, and choices with the back hand to the shoulder or lifting up. Sinking a little lower with that lower hand if that feels good. and up we lift. Arms level, toes forwards, hands down and fingers clasped behind you. Squeeze back the shoulders, finding a center. Arms to our 5-pointed star. Toes out on one side, and this time bending that knee. So it's knee vertical to ankle, the elbow is going to come down to that thigh, and then that back arm is going to come forward. If you'd like a little more, you can reach that lower hand down. Open up through the chest. And then bringing that upper hand down and back, and arms level, warrior 2. Legs straighten, toes forwards, over to the other side. So starting from our warrior 2 pose, elbow lightly resting on the thigh, back arm down and forwards to our side angle pose. And if you wish, if it would feel good for you, you can take that hand further down, opening up through the upper shoulder, feeling that strength in the thigh, feeling that strength in our biggest muscles in the bum. And then gracefully that upper hand comes down and back to warrior 2, arms level. Toes facing forwards. I'm going to bring the hands to center. Hands to hips, little hinge forwards. Halfway here is nice and gentle for the hamstrings and for the lower back. You can turn the toes in slightly to help you balance a bit more. And then those of us that would like a little more, the fingertips can come down, you can relax the head and the neck. And coming up onto the fingertips, turning the heels inwards, toes outwards, press firmly to the tops of the thighs and lift the chest up. We're going to bring the hands to the heart, heel toe the feet closer together. And then come to our haka pose or our goddess pose again. So we've got posture awareness here. This is going to be our gentle squat here. If you'd like to rest the hands, the arms, they can be resting on your heart. And this is kindest option of a squat for the knees and the hips. Those of you that are fine to go a little further can lift up, bring the hands down, and then come to a deeper squat. And then palms together, we've got posture awareness. So wherever you are, feel like we're lifting upwards through the spine. Palms are together here in your lower squat. Focus on your inner strength. And slowly coming out of our squats, whether it's the gentle one or the deeper one. If you're in the deeper one, hands coming forwards, knees coming forward, staying apart, lifting up at the bum, lifting high
with the bum, and then we can lift upwards happily with the knees in a happy place there. Hands to the heart, heel toe feet closer together. Big circle, like the sun, like the full moon, and palms out and down. And a couple more. Hands coming to the heart. Take a moment there just to slow the heartbeat down by slowing down the breath. You can close your eyes, have that inward focus. And then slowly coming back down to seated. So it feels good to have the cushions there to help tilt the hips and make it more comfortable on the back. Do so. And also remember you can be seated with legs in front if that would be better for you. So we're just going to lift the arms up, clasp the fingers, push the palms upwards, lift and lengthen through the spine. And then bring the hands down. Lovely. Hands down beside us here. Legs coming forwards. Hands pressing down lightly, feeling that lift upwards through the spine in our staff pose. And those of us that would like a little bit more, it's a lovely pose here, upward facing upward table or crab pose to counteract downward facing dogs. Kindest option here is knees start off bent and feet slightly apart, a couple of fists width apart there. Thighs nice and parallel, and fingers can be facing outwards with those fingers spread, so wrists are comfortable. So this might not be a pose recommended for anybody that's got wrist or shoulder issues. So if that's the case, then you can just lightly press the feet and hands down and stay there. Feel that inner strength. You might feel a little bit of engagement in the core there. Focus on the breath, and that is a nice kind option for your body. Otherwise, if you're fine to go further, we're lifting up. Got a cushion in the way there. Lifting up and feeling those upper back muscles. And then slowly, gracefully coming down. And then just come into a hug. So, folding forwards. And then lifting up, taking that moment to either be still as your choice, or if that felt good and you'd like to do that again, feel free to come into that table pose again. And then gracefully down. And have another hug. Those of you that would like to do it again or just see it from the side, you're more than welcome to either just watch or join me in our final one. So, lifting up. And then gracefully lowering. Coming to cross legs. Back to your comfy cushion. And then taking the arms out wide. And just a gentle hug, one arm under. Opening up, remembering which arm was under so we can swap around. And again. And last one. And then coming to release those legs and lying on your back. So we're just going to keep the knees bent for the moment when you get to being on your back. Allowing the back to settle. If you like, you can take the feet a little wider than the hips and let the knees touch, support each other. Arms can either be down beside you with the palms up, or you can have one hand on the belly, the other on the chest. Make sure the neck is nice and comfortable, so a little bit of length in the back of the neck, maybe drawing the chin slightly down towards the chest, ever so slightly. And then bringing the feet a little closer together. We're going to draw the right knee in towards us and lightly clasp around that thigh. So starting with the right leg, fingers clasped around your right thigh. Gentle for the lower back, we might want to keep that left leg bent, but if it feels okay, you can try it and see if it feels okay. Straighten that leg to the ground, curl those toes in towards you. And those of us that would like a little bit more here, as long as the shoulders and neck are okay to do so, you can lift the head up, keep the breath awareness, smooth, peaceful, even. And then gently, shoulders, head down. Left knee comes in towards you, feet are grounded, and take a wriggle at the hips and shoulders to find that centered feeling, centered at the hips, centered at the shoulders. And then we're going to swap over, so left knee in, fingers clasped around there, right leg straight into the ground if that's the option you'd like to take. Then curl those toes in towards you.
And then one more choice, lifting the shoulders up and the head up if that feels good for you. And then shoulders, head down. Right knee in, feet grounded. We're going to bring the heels a little closer towards us. Lower the middle of the back to the ground and just dig the heels into the ground. You can lift the toes up, curl the hips in towards you. This is our gentle bridge pose here. Gentle for the back. If that's a little too much for the back, then just settle the hips back down and focus on maybe slightly lowering the middle of the back down towards the ground. And then releasing the lower back to the ground. We're going to straighten the left leg to the ground. Draw the right knee in towards us. And then left hand on that knee. Right arm is going to be down on the ground beside us in line with your shoulders. So I'm doing this with the right hand. And then we're going to guide that knee over towards the left. You can twist the toes out of that left foot. Keep the head centered as a choice. Or you can turn the head to the right. Make sure that we're keeping both shoulders grounded. And that's a good guide to know that you haven't twisted too far into this for your body. So keeping the shoulders grounded will let us know that maybe we don't need to be turning that right knee too far out to the side. And then bringing the head back to center, knee upright, centered at the hips, feet grounded, take that wriggle, center yourself at the hips and at the shoulders. And then swapping over, so left knee comes inwards, right leg is straight. The left arm is down on the ground in line with the shoulder. Right hand is going to guide the left knee over towards the right, turning the toes of the right foot out to the right as well. Notice the left shoulder staying as grounded as can be. And then the head stays centered as a choice, gentle for the neck and shoulders. Or you can turn it out to the left. And then bringing the head back to center, knees upright, feet grounded, center at the hips and the shoulders, and you can just dig the heels in again, let the lower middle back come to the ground. And then drawing knees in for a hug. You can keep the knees wide for a moment, big toes touching. Arms can come in between the legs, and those of you that would like a little more, feel free to lift the shoulders and the head up. And slowly lowering shoulders and head. Happy baby pose, we lift the soles of the feet up. Either grabbing shins or toes. And some of us might be able to reach the outer feet to draw those knees a little closer down towards us. Keep the lower back as happy as can be. as relaxed as can be. And focusing on that inner strength, feeling inner strength in your heart and your mind, and feeling it with a smile, happy baby pose. And releasing the legs apart, a wide V, turning the knees out, heels inwards, and then legs closer together, drawing knees in, having a hug. Bringing feet to the ground and come into your Shavasana or your rest pose. So that could be knees bent to support your back. The knees can touch if that feels good. You can straighten the legs if that's your preferred posture there, with the feet slightly wider than the hips, allowing the toes to fall out to the sides. And also, if some of you would like to join me in ending with a seated meditation, you can come to seated, grab your cushion. If you have your blankets, grab your blankets over you. There's that extra bit of comfort and coziness. And also just take a minute or so, if you need to find any last minute stretches that are just right, just unique for your body, feel free to do that, whether you need to ease the neck out a little or the shoulders. Just feel and find and give your body those moments, that last awareness, moments of attention, kindness. So when you're settled down, just close the eyes. We're going to use the breath to guide our awareness up and down the body. So starting from the tips of your toes, imagine as you breathe in, you're taking that awareness up through your body, up to the crown of your head. And as you breathe out, drawing that awareness back down the body to the tips of the toes. And so with the breath, we're guiding inner strength up and down our bodies. As we breathe in and upwards, inner. As we breathe out, moving downwards, strength. Guiding that inner strength up and down your body. Letting the breath guide that inner strength through you.
And then take your awareness, your focus to your heart center. Just imagining that inner strength filling your heart. So feel it in your heart. Feel that inner strength filling your heart. Inner strength in your body. Inner strength in your heart. And let's take that inner strength into our minds. Imagine that inner strength in the center of your mind. And now imagine it filling your mind. Feel that inner strength filling your mind. And feel that inner strength with every breath in, every breath out. Taking some slightly deeper breaths, smooth and gentle, peaceful and even. And slowly come into awareness, wriggling those fingers, wriggling the toes. Starting to stretch through the body. Maybe arms go up and back so you can lengthen through the fingertips, through the toes if the legs are straight. And have a hug if you wish. Hugging knees to chest if you're lying down, or hugging arms around yourself if you're seated. Then slowly coming up to a seated position. And we're going to take the arms up, lovely big circle like the sun. The light of the sun, imagine the strength of that. Taking the arms up and over to one side, the light of the moon, imagine that guiding light. And up and over to the other side. And coming up. And then from the base of your spine, we're going to lift and lengthen that inner strength, that inner light, up through your body, through your heart, through your mind, into the palms of your hands. And as you draw down, thanking your mind, thanking every breath, thanking your hearts, thanking your bodies. Namaste. Saka